What's up, guys? I know it's been a long time since I've done a video, but I should have a good one for you today. So we're gonna be doing some big tire street shenanigans today. Before we get started on that though, I want to give a little update on the Datsun. It's still cool as ever. I've been daily driving this thing for quite a bit. It's a little bit uncomfortable because it's so tight in there, but it's really not terrible. And it's so much fun to drive that you don't really care about how uncomfortable it is. Been doing good, still getting great gas mileage. Nothing major's going wrong with it. I did have to raise it up a little bit in the front because it was scraping on literally everything. The exhaust hangs really low on it, so I just figured I'd raise it up a little bit. It still doesn't look bad. I mean, honestly, the front was way lower than the rear, so kind of helped it bring it up in the front a little bit. Looks more even and drives way better now that I have some confidence that I'm not gonna just scrape it on the tiniest little pebble. I didn't mention actually what the name of this was going to be because I wasn't sure if I was gonna keep it. Tanya kind of wanted to, you know, wait and see if it kind of gets its own name, but it already had a name that I thought was actually pretty funny. The name of the truck when Jake had it was Smut. And there's two things that kind of make that a perfect name for it. First, or one thing I can't really show on here, unfortunately, there's a button on the visor, like a little like pin-on button sort of thing. That is literally Smut. I don't know where the hell it came from. I don't know if the previous owner of this like took it to a porn convention or something at some point, but it has literal smut in it. The other thing which kind of solidifies the name. So I don't know about you guys, but when I first look at this switch, let me get this crap out of the way. This draggy doesn't even work anymore. Let me see if I can get it in the camera real quick. Okay, what does that say? Just look at it real quick. So to me, it looks like it literally says Smut. It actually says shut, but like there's like just the right little nick in the writing that makes it look like it says Smut. I don't know, Tanya didn't really get it at first when she looked at it. She just assumed that it said shut, but maybe it's just because Jake had already put it in my head that it was called Smut, that when I looked at it, that's exactly what I saw. Anyway, that's the name. Unless it somehow develops a different one. But yeah, so Smut's doing well. I'll give you guys kind of little updates here and there, but we're not gonna do a crazy amount to it for quite a while. I mean, we got the El Camino to finish up, then we gotta work on the Civic, and then this might get something. We may have to do maintenance. If we're doing any kind of maintenance that, you know, forces our hand with doing some sort of upgrade, then we'll do that. But I wanna do an engine swap in it at some point. I don't think we're gonna keep this one in there. If I put any kind of effort into it, we kind of have to like stick with it because I'm not gonna put a crazy amount into this. This isn't going to be another Liam, unfortunately, but it's just too small to fit a cage in and it's not gonna be practical. So, plus I just like driving it and I wanna continue to like driving it. So I want it to be just as like hop in it and go driving around and have some fun with it as it is right now. So it'll probably stay pretty mild, but I'm thinking about putting a J-Series in it. So like a V6 Honda motor in it. Not sure what transmission. I'd like to put a Glide in it, but I don't know if that's gonna be too big. The J-Series is so short front to back that we may be able to like keep it up pretty far, so that putting a Glide in it isn't gonna cause me to have to do anything to like the transmission tunnel. But we'll see. That's way down the road. Let me know in the comments what you guys think we should put in it. But I think that's the way that I'm leaning right now. I mean, we could just click the easy button and just do like a K-Series, like a K24A2. Would be a nice amount of power, just enough to have a lot of fun. I mean, it'd probably be like 100 horsepower more than it's making right now, and it's already kind of fun, so we'll see. Look who it is. He's actually further away than it seems. He's just that big. Is that all the fuel we get? We're gonna go through that real quick.
It's like 2.5, 3 gallons in it now.
Okay. I mean, we could always get more. It's pretty close by. Oh, what are these? I've never, yeah, might as well be. Never seen these before. If anybody's like looking for tires right now, they know exactly what we're talking about. These things are so hard to get. I think it took like 2 months to get my set. I was about to just go ahead and put another set on order. By the time we need them, they'll be there. All right, so here's what we're messing with today. Got that big tire action going on. Dude, the way this thing looks is I mean, it looks cool as it is, but I'm telling you, when the tubes are on and everything, it looks so freaking cool. Yeah, kind of weird. Big tire. We don't really do a whole lot of that, so that should be interesting. It is built for a Giant, so Nick is able to actually drive it. The same guy that owns the green Nova that we did a little bit of video a while back. We at least just mentioned it in a video and showed some shots of it. Same owner of this one. So I think he's wanting to do like street stuff for the most part, some track, but
Yeah, they have like a no prep series down there that they do at his local track.
oh, okay. What is that local? Or where does he live?
I believe
the
the
way down
track's like
south?
El Paso or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's right down there by the border.
Ah, gotcha.
Because he knows. What's that dude with that S10? Jason Cantu.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess
That's
the
where they're
dude
from.
It's always down there, and he's always running people.
Guy that's
over.
always picking on the truck classes and
Yeah.
shit. The owner's gonna come out with the Nova also, and we'll probably do some testing with both of them at the same time. But we're gonna try to get it to where do as much stuff as we can do before he gets here, so that he can just hop in it and start making some hits, and we'll touch things up at that point. But yeah, we'll get a couple things moved out and hopefully start making some noises with this thing. Do I have to blur this thing out anymore, or is that it's not a
Nope, it's not a thing.
not a thing anymore?
Bye.
This Fox body was going to be a customer's Fox body, but you know, as indecisive as I swear some of Nick's customers are, now it's being sold before it's even finished. Public service announcement: stop building Fox bodies. I mean, I don't know. It's like approaching it as a math problem. Like, it makes sense because they're so light and there's so much aftermarket support for them, and you know, they have a great right out the box factory suspension style. They've got both in front and back.
Yeah, let's just go over all the pros.
Yeah, but okay. But the major downside is everybody freaking has them, dude. Like, you go out to a race, 90% Fox bodies every single time. Stap it. Just stap it. This thing did good, right? Is it all done?
Ooh.
What? What's the oof?
You know, there's always that last pull you gotta make.
Yeah, I try not to make them.
Well, we made it.
Oh no. By the way, I wasn't doing this one because it was on Pro EFI and I did not want to spend the time to learn it. So we had somebody else do it.
And then
Who's a really good, reputable tuner, for sure.
yeah, very, very. Yeah, so last pull it lost sync at 8,000 RPM.
Oh no.
And then it started burning coolant.
Oh no. So it might have been incorrect sync during the pull and then just
Right at
completely
the end,
lost
it
itself.
lost something, yep.
Damn it.
But that ECU has no diagnostics abilities whatsoever. Nothing. I know. If everyone could see your face right
Yeah.
So yeah, I went through the wiring again on both cam and crank. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
I think I have the video. It's pretty spectacular.
Yeah?
If you want to watch it.
Oh no.
But it still ran.
Damn it. Dude, that car has been
It's
bad luck for him, dude.
Yeah. I know.
That sucks.
I know.
Okay, well, on a happier note, hopefully this thing goes well.
I'm already sweating.
Oh yeah, dude. It's hot. It was humid as shit
Did
yesterday.
you see that somebody was saying Austin's supposed to have like a 112 degree index, heat index today or some
Whoa,
shit?
no.
Or next week or something? Yeah.
Damn, fuck him.
Fuck 'em. Let 'em burn.
Austin's not Texas.
Austin's not. That's Colorado's good.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Colorado people.
Don't be sorry. We left there for a reason. The only thing I keep from Colorado is their license plates, because I don't register any of my cars here.
Ready?
Sure. put the pump on?
Oh, big time's cool.
Well, so apparently that's even a little bit much. I was surprised. I thought we'd be leaving this thing, although I don't know how much air is in the tires.
Probably too much.
That wasn't me. It was like, whoop. Can I get on the brake without the bump? Right there. Sounds like there's a safety cut. Sounds like there's a safety cut. Let me look. Alright, so as you saw, we did a couple of test hits, and I have no idea. Like, we still have a lot to learn about big tire in general, but we really just wanted to make sure that everything that's new or that got wired up recently is all working correctly and whatnot. So we were starting at a relatively low RPM, but we also had a boatload of air in the tire, so it was just kind of blowing them off. So we've set the pressure now to what we think might work out, and we weren't getting front wheel speed and rear wheel speed, so we fixed those two sensors. They should be reading correctly now. We probably won't use any traction control, at least not today, but I want to at least start seeing how it's navigating that slip ratio table so that we can apply some sort of, guess on how much to retard in the future. We set another switch on the dash just to make sure that we can actually force on the fans and the water pump manually. This thing cools down so quickly when you're able to actually run the water pump and the fans. The radiator, like, it's got a decent amount of cooling, but it's not like full-size radiator or anything. It's pretty tiny. It's this little guy here. It's thick, but it's not very tall. So it does decent in giving you more than enough time to like start it up and drive out to wherever you're going and do your burnout and do a run. It stays perfectly cool doing stuff like that, but not for like a street car. Like, you can't drive it for an extended period of time. I think we were doing some like test drives earlier, and I mean, we were able to go out on the road, do a pull, drive around through the parking lot, and come back like I think probably 4 or 5 times for probably a good, I'd say it's a good 10 minutes of runtime, and it stayed cool, so works pretty well. But now, once we leave it sitting, we don't have to wait a long time for this thing to cool down, because that water pump's still going and it's cooling it with the fans. So we turned up the rev limiter on the launch control. It's not making a crazy amount of boost right now. I expected it to be easier to make more boost. This is a smaller motor that was in there previously, but we didn't change the transmission or the converter, so I think the converter just may be a little bit tight without dumps for this motor setup. So we'll see. We don't want to make a converter change or anything like that until we actually see how it does in power. Like, I don't want to only loosen up the converter just because of how tight it is getting on the brake. We can always put some dumps in here later on to make it easy to get on the brake if we like the way the converter acts in all other scenarios. So we'll see how it goes. I think the Giant is going to hop back in here and we're going to do some more test hits. Also, I forgot one more thing that we fixed. There was a fuel pressure issue. So like, I had set the base fuel pressure. Since this has two 4303s, I was trying to turn down base fuel pressure to like 45 or something like that. And I think it was giving me kind of a false reading because that regulator can't pass enough fuel with both of those pumps running at the same time to yield that. So like, once we actually started consuming some of the fuel in the rails, it was acting like a much lower base fuel pressure. So we cranked that thing up. So hopefully now we won't get any fuel pressure drops. The run where we did, where he was getting on the brake and it was like kind of just cutting out every now and then, that was the fuel pressure safety. It was getting too low by the time he got to 3,500, so it just kept shutting it off briefly. But that should be solved now. We'll keep an eye on it. gonna try one of the retards on here now. Wheel speed worked and everything, so we're good there. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. We're running into some issues still with the fuel pressure. We turned up the regulator. What we're thinking is going on is that regulator is too small to bypass enough fuel for those two 4303s. And so our base pressure setting is actually way lower than it seems. Like we're seeing 70 PSI, you know, just sitting here. But once we actually start consuming some fuel for power, it is nowhere near a high enough setting. That or the pump, one of the pumps is just dying or something, I'm not sure. But anyway, we're gonna resolve those issues. We're gonna get him on a better pump. These pumps have been in here through the life of this car, or at least they were on here previously. So we're gonna swap it out for a pump that we know is definitely good. We're gonna get a regulator in there that we know can actually return the proper amount of fuel, and then we should be good as far as that goes. The bouncing and stuff, I mean, that's just, we got to figure out how much power to actually put into it. I think we need to put a lot more into it, but pretty much every time we were getting fuel pressure drop off, and so it would safety cut. So we're gonna have to fix the fuel before we can really go anymore on figuring out how this thing wants to leave. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's been a while. I'll try to do some more here very soon, but do the usual: like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the car. Let me know what you think about the Datsun. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.